Hello everyone, and welcome to Conan Exiles Enhanced. This is the May 15th live stream, and we're going to have a little bit of fun today. Time to continue the single player journey. So we typically start out with continuing Freya's quests, and we'll see if she pops up here somewhere. Not yet, don't see her. Last time I improved the building a little bit, the base. So I think actually I might talk a little bit about my base building. I have a little bit different philosophy to base building. Kind of a blend, I guess. So I have a blend of... try to find a balance between some nice aesthetics and something efficient and functional. And so if you're playing on a server, you know, you have maybe different considerations than if you're playing in single player. In single player, there's not a whole lot of need for durability, unless you play the Purge, in which case, you know, then you need like the top third tier level materials for your base to be able to withstand all the way up to a level 10 Purge. Although it is possible, I have seen some videos, shout out to Audu Gaming, where he did a level 10 Purge base out of these basic materials, and it seems to have worked, although it didn't survive very well. So, yeah, you know, if you're doing the Purge, you want better materials, you're probably going to have to put all the time into harvesting all those materials and crafting them and so on. That's not really my kind of thing. I'm much more of a gamer that enjoys adventuring and combat and stories, and although I do enjoy many elements in survival games, I don't necessarily want to do all the harvesting. It's kind of a grind, in my opinion. So what I'm kind of showing here is a base that I was able to put together with some of the basic materials. And this is, you can see here, I'm not playing single player in creative mode or anything to kind of cheat. I actually did build out this base in normal single player mode. I just was curious, how could I build it most efficiently? And so what I want to do here is just kind of show you, you know, I really don't have spent many points on the knowledge for all the fancy building styles, and so I've just basically built this base out of sandstone and flotsam. And because this is more of a desert area, I didn't think that the where was I didn't think, let's do this. I didn't think that some of these things, like these roofs with the cloth on them, I didn't think that was entirely right. Like a lot of these pieces in flotsam look like they are made from a shipwreck, materials out of a shipwreck. So I kind of didn't really think that was appropriate in a more of a desert biome. You know, it doesn't really look right that, like, how in the heck would you find shipwrecked materials, you know, in the middle of a desert? But nonetheless, there are some of the materials out of flotsam that I do think make a nice combination with a basic sandstone. And so you'll see those here, like the pillars, and these ramps, which I've actually used as kind of a roof, as opposed to using a more expensive roof and I'm not really a huge fan of the hay looking, the thatched roofs. So, not really a fan of that. I kind of want to do something different, and by using the pillars and those ramps, and then along with the sandstone, that color of wood from Flotsam blends nicely with these little wooden posts in the fence, in the fencing. So it kind of looks nice and unified like that. And so another thing that I'll say about building, so here's kind of an example, different style of combining Flotsam and sandstone. But another thing that I will say about it is, then of course you can see how I use the columns to break up the facade, to make it look a little more interesting rather than have just one giant flat surface. And then the top floor, of course, being a little bit a different size than the bottom floor. That helps to make it more visually interesting too. Now, one of the other things that I like to balance my base builds with is the efficiency of the materials and the flow of the workbenches and the space inside. So, you see these benches that I put down. They're not just put down here by random. I've played Conan Exiles enough so that I kind of understand the workflow of crafting and what makes the most sense. So typically you come in, like you've gone out to do some harvesting, you bring your horses over here following you, and you just bring, usually the horse has all the rock and ore and everything in it, and so you bring him in, and he comes over here and he's right there, and then you just dump off all that ore and rock and everything right here in the furnace, and then you can fire it up and get going. So that's just kind of there's these little things that I do for efficiency of the workflow of the crafting. And then of course you may have noticed in some of my videos how I build the entrance. There are no doors. I don't feel like there's a lot of need for doors in it playing single player. And even if you're doing the purge, you don't necessarily need the doors unless you're really trying to protect against the invaders in a lot of places. And the other thing about the purge is if you put down too many doors, then the purge will just kind of give up and you won't even get the treasure at the end. So I tend to build these more open spaces for doorways, typically at least one block wide, and then I don't use a door, and then that way you have enough space that you can run in and out even if your thrall is coming through. It also gives you more space for your horse coming in, and then of course these angled pieces here, what are they called? Left sloping, inverted. So you've got your sloping and your sloping inverted pieces. Those are just for a little extra, improvement on the appearance. And then, so this one I built kind of to have an entrance that's too wide. Sandstone does not have, unfortunately, compared to Flotsam. Flotsam has a gate frame. Sandstone does not have a gate frame, and it's not really even available here. If you look in the knowledge, you'll see there's gate frames for all of the other styles, and of course I have all the DLCs, but there's only a gate frame for Flotsam, and like I said, didn't really think Flotsam looks good in kind of a desert environment, so I didn't use it here. But sometimes I will, in my base builds, go ahead and use that frame, that gate frame across, and then it would be a full 3 across. And then, so see here, of course, a little extra kind of wall wraparound, and then another set of pillars here, just for the aesthetics. And this actually helps with the sandstorm. And so that brings up another of the concerns that I have with this base. Now maybe later on in the stream I'll go up and I'll show another base that I built out, or maybe I'll show that some other time. But one thing I wanted to kind of look at here was, yeah, so like some of these other furniture pieces, I do have them available to me, but I don't necessarily kind of use them sometimes because I was building it with sandstone and flotsam. I just wanted to keep it basic, and I wanted the styles to kind of look like they match and fit and belong together. So that's why you won't see a whole lot of fancy styles around the base. Yeah, so anyway, about the sandstorm. The sandstorm is more of a problem in this desert environment. Now, in other parts of Conan Exiles, kind of like right over here, all this, it tends to rain a lot. Some people don't like building bases over there because they don't like the rainy weather. And then, of course, you've got the highlands here, which is kind of... sometimes it rains and sometimes it doesn't. And then there are pieces of the highlands that will get both the sandstorm and the rain. So like right in here, you'll get both at the same time. I think right around in here, you can get both, either at different times or at the same time. And so it gets really, really dark, like dark as night, if you get both a rainstorm and the sandstorm at the same time. So I really don't like just this little tiny patch right here. I really don't like to build any kind of bases in there for that reason. But if you kind of go over here on this side of the highlands, kind of up in this area, then you won't get the sandstorm. So that's a nice place to build in. And I actually did build out another a base over there in that region we might go take a look at. But anyway, so if you're going to build in a place that has sandstorm, you at least want to kind of cover things up good enough so that you, early on when you don't have the recipe for the sandstorm breathing mask, you can still work inside your workshop, crafting things without having to deal with damage from the sandstorm. So you definitely, that's one of the reasons why this interior of this workshop is as big as it is. In other base builds, sometimes you'll see people put the workbenches outside, but really I don't recommend doing that in a desert environment where you can get the sandstorm. So that way, if a sandstorm comes, then you can just you don't have to put the breathing mask on. You can just continue to work in here, and it's sufficiently protective so that you don't take really any damage from the sandstorm. So this setup is what I found over time is the kind of the most efficient in handling of materials. Now with the upgrades in Conan Exiles Enhanced, wherever your materials and resources are stored is less of a problem, much less of a problem. You can, just have a chest and dump everything in the chest. But I, just as a matter of habit, I tend to store things in the places where they are crafted. I'm kind of changing, I'm transitioning, I'm still putting, like some of the raw resources like wood and stone and sticks, just putting them in this chest as soon as I come in through the door. But, at least historically, if what you had to do is you would have to run over to the tanner's table to get some leather, and then you'd have to take it over to the armorer's bench, or you take it to, the blacksmith table. So I found that having these two things centrally located was the most efficient. that is these two, the tanner's table and the furnace. It was most efficient for kind of working and moving your resources and materials around. And so then over on this side, it's just kind of organized in weapons and armor, and typically the dismantling bench is the place that you're putting weapons and armor that you find as loot, and you know, so you just kind of realize when you don't need a weapon anymore, you're throwing it in there. So there's kind of some synergy with those three things. This you know, the saddler's work table is really rarely used. It's just kind of thrown out of the way for now. And then I've got the tinker's bench back here. Of course, it might also make sense to have the tinker's bench where the dismantling bench is. That might be an alternate workflow, or just at some point have I might move the tinker's bench a little bit closer over here, because typically you're making armor or you're making weapons, and then you're going over to the tinker's bench to add some extra buffs onto them. But at least right now I put the tinker's bench in this corner. It's kind of more out of the way. Takes up, it seemed like it fit better there. And I just kind of threw the saddler's work table right here for now until maybe I figure out what to do with it. This is, you know, again, this is something that's really used. It probably could be put outside right next to the stable, which I have right on the other side of that wall. Now, and then of course I've got the tannery over here. It kind of fits right in there. It is also used frequently enough, at least kind of with the way that Conan Exiles used to play. You'd have to run over here, get some leather, and take it to your workbenches and so on. So that's why that's placed over there. And then I kind of just ended up putting everything else on the other side of the base. So the, you know, artisan table, the carpenter's bench, the alchemy bench, the thaumaturgy bench, fireball cauldron, casting table over here as well. Even though there are some things that I use for armor, because I like to have kind of a combination of light and heavy, especially with the artisan's pants. Having that extra carry capacity is really nice. So it's a nice, you know, it's a nice combination for carrying, to have enough carry capacity available. But nonetheless, I still kind of threw the casting table over here for now, and that, I mean, who knows, at some point I might want to put that back over here. But yeah, so I've also got the stove and the preservation box right there. So it just kind of, you know, everything besides weapons and armor is over on this side, and then the alchemy and thaumaturgy to me seem like they fit well together. Now, and then of course the living space, the spawn point, the bed, is all upstairs, and then so this is, you know, you can really spend a lot of time decorating and arranging in Conan Exiles your base however you want. And so I have the Zamorian barkeeper just hanging out in here for now until I actually make a tavern, and then, you know, a few other things. I've got my treasures right over here next to the Conan statue. You know, a couple Stygian rugs, a few extra decorative things. There, of course, that's the big elk head that Freya was so excited about last time. She wanted me to count. She said, "Count the points on the elk." She was so excited about it. So yeah, all right. So I went ahead and put the fireplace and the elk head there. Now, let's talk a little bit about structure of the base. The widest span that you can have in Conan Exiles is basically 8 of these blocks. So you'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's half the base. So it's 8 blocks wide, and for now this base is only 6 blocks deep for now. But what's going to happen here is once you get up towards the end of the levels, you get to level 60, and then you learned Grandmaster Armorer and Grandmaster Weaponsmith and all that stuff, then the workbenches get to be really, really large. And there was kind of a bug. I don't know if it's been fixed. There was a bug where some armors could not be made in the top tier bench. Like some armor items still had to be made in this bench, and in that case you needed even more space because you needed space for the improved armorer's bench, and you also needed space for one of the Grandmaster armorer's benches. So that brings me to my next point, which is, like I mentioned, the 8 blocks is the widest span that you can have without some kind of an extra support beam coming down. You know, if you put an extra support beam coming down here, then it could be even wider here. But so I like to, just as a matter of efficiency and having the maximum amount of open space, typically I will make bases 8 blocks. One of the dimensions is 8 blocks at the widest. Now, after that, once you've got one of the dimensions at 8 blocks, then you can kind of extend this base and make it as deep as you want. And that's the way that this is designed. So this space here, I have 4 additional blocks which are kind of reserved for additional space to make crafting tables and whatnot. Once I get to the Grandmaster stuff, if I want to throw in an additional furnace, if I want other, who knows, some of the other workbenches towards, I'll show you here. I don't know if maybe I don't have them yet. Crafting stations, alchemy. So there are some, like some of the top tier alchemy stations are very large. So you'll need a lot of room for those. And so what I'd found is once the base starts to get deeper and deeper and deeper, then just as a matter of ease of entrance and exit, you need, and eventually I'll do this, I'll have some kind of an entrance, a doorway or something right here, and then all these benches will move into this space, and this space here will become walled. So for now there's just kind of a fence here to keep out the wildlife, but eventually this becomes a whole wall, and then the new entrance will be at this end. So once you do that, then you'll have more room on the second floor, and you have even more space to move, some of the other benches around. You can put your transportory stone up there on the second floor, or you can kind of adjust and have, if you really wanted. Now, I never saw much of a need to put the Wheel of Friendship inside the base, but you could potentially do that. And I would not recommend putting the Wheel of Friendship on the top floor. Definitely you want to have it somewhere on the bottom where you can drag in your new friends and just kind of drop them off here really quick, and drop them off, and then you can run inside and go in, because you don't really have to hang around the Wheel of Pain. You just kind of let your new friends work out and exercise on there, and then you go inside here and do whatever you need to do. So that is roughly, in a nutshell, rough overview of how I like to build bases. And there's still plenty of, lots of other room here in this area that you could, have even more things like the animal pens, I'm trying to remember what they're called. They're like the sacrificial little sacrificial places where that you need for some of the sorcery stuff. And yeah, so you'll see here there's when you try to keep your base as compact as possible like this, then you have more space to put down altars of the different religions. And then I think there's the Circle of Power, which is a sorcery item that if you it tends to be best if you put that down on the ground. Anyway, I may come to that later. That's just kind of a quick overview for now of what I've done with the base and how I plan to extend and build it out later. And then of course I may in a future video show what happens when I'm actually doing all those extensions and build outs, and I can show all the pieces that I don't have yet. Like I'm pretty sure I don't have the Circle of Power yet. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, no, I do have it. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. The Circle of Power. Where would that thing be? Decorations? Or building? No. Crafting station, sorcery. Yes. So the Circle of Power, this thing. This thing typically you would put down on the ground because I think there is a recipe or a spell which destroys it, and that destruction sometimes has the side effect of destroying any foundation pieces that are underneath it. So you definitely want to put the Circle of Power somewhere kind of away from your base so that you don't damage any of the foundations if you want to execute that recipe. And then I'll probably talk about that more in a future video. Talk about exactly what the recipe is and what it does and all that good stuff. So that's the base. That's my approach to base building. It's some people might think that it's a little too blocky for them. They like more variety in the architecture, but again, I like to find a nice balance between all those factors. So Freya's here. We shall continue with Freya.
It's good to see you, friend.
Did you enjoy your time on the Wheel of Friendship?
Enjoy. There is no love in hard labor, but there is clarity. When bones stiffen and muscles ache, the mind quiets, and things become clear.
That is true. So what is your plan?
I do. If my husband was taken by that witch, then he is in no danger. So we turn to the matter of this curse, my wound and my blade.
Your wound and the cursed blade are linked?
Yes. When I was wounded, it was Hulda who tended my wound. She was whispering furiously as she applied her poultice. I should have seen it sooner.
And the blade?
It was in her hovel the entire time. A simple matter for her to put a curse upon it. She had access to my blood, hair, and nails. That foul witch!
So, we destroy the blade?
You've seen to the heart of things. We need to drive the curse from the blade. I had not thought to destroy it, simply to reforge it.
There is no shortage of forges in the exiled lands.
I'll thrust the sword into the fire of the volcano. Let the metal melt and blend. If that doesn't lift the curse, nothing will.
Won't that just melt the blade and burn your hand?
The blade was hardened by Angvar. It will tolerate the touch of lava for a few seconds.
And your hand?
Pain brings another kind of clarity. My hand will be scorched, but it will survive. And I will use the arm with the cursed wound. Fire will cleanse.
Let's get going then.
In the volcano's caldera, there is a forge with lava flows hot enough to cleanse the sorcery from my blade. It won't be easy to reach, though. It's hotter than hell, and the natives won't take kindly to our presence, so come prepared. Meet me there, at the volcanic forge.
Goodbye. Yeah, the volcanic forge. Ew. The volcanic forge. Where is the volcanic forge? I believe it's somewhere around in here. Ah, yes, I think it's here. I think the forge is over here. No, it's not. It's not on that side. It's kind of not over there. Unless the forge is inside the Well of Skelos, I might be forgetting exactly, because the forge might be in the Well of Skelos itself. And if that is the next piece of Freya's journey, then it's probably best if I wait a while on that. It gets really hot inside the volcano. I don't really have the best gear for that. There is a shield which provides heat protection. And let's see. These pieces of armor do provide more heat protection. So that might be an option as well. Ideally, I would need the top tier. I would want to have the top tier priest for Ymir in here, and she would give the best crafting bonuses to these pieces of armor. So that might be the next step, or trying to remember if in Decadent. So I need to probably upgrade this so I can see what the armor is under Decadent, if there's any kind of improvement for heat with that. So that's probably what I'll start out doing here, is I'll grind a little bit and see if I can get up to level 51. And as well as, so we'll have some, we'll have some religious resources to put inside here, and then I can get this upgraded. So that's going to require 30 manifestations of zeal and 250 bricks, 250 iron reinforcements. I can at least set that stuff to get started. And I don't have that many pieces of iron. And I don't have that many bricks. Don't have a whole lot of stone. So it looks like we're going to start out today with the exciting task of harvesting resources. Where is... Oh, there's my pick. Okay. Might get some more vines as well, but I probably have enough vines for now. I'm just gonna get some stone and iron. And where are we on? Yeah, I've got the artisan's pants, so I should be able to carry some extra stone as well. I'm not sure how much stone that I'm going to need. Probably take some coal as well. So while I'm doing all this exciting harvesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you're enjoying the stream or the replay. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you would like, what would be more fun. If you help me make a better stream, then it's better for everybody. I just kinda do this streaming for fun, play games for fun. This is not really where I make my income. I also like to work on some illustrations and some stories, and I hope to be able to share those with everybody in the near future. Perhaps not the near future, but somewhat near future. Month or two, who knows? Of course, there is the artwork, the illustrative characters that I make for my own promotions of my channel that I just showed you. But you know, I'm working on a little bit more than that. That's just kind of a smaller piece in the grand scheme of things. Hoping to meet some people who will hang out in the chat sometimes, and we can talk about music and art and stories. If you're looking for a streamer that's just kind of chill, that would be me. Just kind of hanging out, and I like to chit chat while I play games. And if you're maybe not in the mood to play the games yourself, or maybe you're also playing Conan Exiles while I'm playing. Let's see. Not a whole lot of iron left here. Where am I at? It's probably enough. Probably enough for what I need. Let's get some steak. It seems like Conan Exiles, it seems like the game is resetting the zoom level every time that I leave and come back in, so 2, 3. So Dunaman, a bit more, and then save the rest. Come over here, horse. He's stuck. Why are you stuck? The horse should figure it out. He should eventually realize that he's not able to get to me, and then he should teleport. There's Dunaman. There. Yes, I guess I had to not look at them. They won't teleport when you're looking at them. Will the horse walk closer? Alright. Let's get this stuff going. So, what's that gonna make? 197. And then we should end up with enough bricks. Only need a full stack of stone in there. Here's some extra coal. Now that that is done, I think it is probably time to harvest some religious resources. But I'll go ahead and start on these. Now, why is it... I should be able to make like 240. I guess I have to type it in. Yep. And I should have plenty of those for later. And since I'm going to go to Sepper Maru, I actually am going to get a little more armor. Yes, we're going to... see how... No, but the headdress, I think, because I like my circlet. My circlet gives 8% damage buff. The War Chief headdress only gives 5. So we'll go with this. I lose my carry capacity, but basically fighting, I'm not really trying to carry a lot of stuff with me. And some of this, let's see, I'm going to put some of this away. Okay. Some of the heaviest stuff. Probably don't need... Torch doesn't weigh anything. Yeah, I was gonna use all this stuff. Might want that. I might want that weapon. So, is it nighttime? Yes, it is. Is the moon out? Where's the moon? Is it behind? It must be coming up. Yeah, so it hit there. It hit. It officially hit nighttime and sped up. All right, let's go. Let's go to the dangerous part of Supper Maru. Which way should I go? And I have the wrong... That would be the wrong tool. I don't... need to upgrade the other religious altar. Okay. The other tool. Don't need that. Make a few more arrows. Nope. I seem to have already made one. So I was... That's right. I think I did do... Or, no, maybe I found that one. I think maybe I found that one off stream. I don't remember where that one came from. But let's see. They're the same. They can wear down fairly quickly. Yeah, should be fine. I'll leave that one there for now. Okay. %, weight. 90%. Did they... Ooh, they respawned. So I get a do-over. Dunaman is actually useful today. Level 16. '51 agility now. So he's getting a strength damage bonus, but that's really not that useful for him. Sliver of the Unfulfilled. There we go. Need to eat. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get a strength buff. This is one of the things about Conan Exiles. It's easy to forget to do all the things that you should do. Yes, that's what I want. Now I have a strength bonus. No respawn yet. So who else can I pull out here?
By the old serpent! Invaders! Blood of the serpent! Enemies at the...
Oops. Sorry, Dunaman. So many bodies, I don't remember which ones have been harvested. I don't think there's really any other doors but one in Sepramru that you can actually use. Ooh. Run away, run away. Run away. Jeez. No? Come on.
Glory in your death!
Sense will grant me cunning. The jackal laughs for
Yep, too many bodies, don't know what's what. Might try the spear. Oh. Bandit leader. Uh-oh. Where did that bandit leader go? I stabbed him with a spear and his arms fell off. Interesting. Okay, 13. Almost at level 51. That's good. Spear does not work very well for mobs. How many are we gonna get? Don't see anybody else. So, got him. Got him. Oh, nothing there. Wasn't there? Where's the other person? There they are. A bit of coin. 16s. Oh, there's somebody. Prowler. Flopped down on the rock. 17. Wait. Almost at level 51. Oh. His health is running down a little bit. That's why it's good to carry extra wraps with you. Okay, good enough. You coming over here?
Bicep, did you see that?
Only two that time. Are there any treasure chests up here? Or anywhere? Let's see, is this guy... He looks hostile. He's patrolling. Oh no. No, he's cool. He's friendly. How about this guy? So this is an area of Sepramaru that I don't normally go. Guess this is where all the dancers hang out. And then I think this here should be... I think this is also hostile here. No? Well, cool. Gilzin the Treasure Hunter. I never found this guy before.
Good day, noble adventurer. I am Gilzan, treasure hunter and man of fortune. If you are planning to wander the avenues of this cursed city, then perhaps I can offer some advice. No charge the first time. I don't know what exactly this place is, but a lot of things here don't add up. First, a lot of people who should be dead are alive in here. Why were they spared? Second, the Purge. They kill anybody and anything that gets in their path, yes. But they also take any relics that they can find with them when they get out. Some of the less reputable people, I know, call this skimming. You let some other fools take all the risk and then rob them blind after it is done. These exiled lands are one hell of a scam. It seems that the relics are the entire point of this whole exercise. Whoever or whatever it was that built the ruins, it's them that the people who created this place are interested in. We're just here to be cheap labor. But that's what gives us an opportunity. If you can figure out what they're looking for, and you can find it first, and you can defend it from the Purge, well, then you'll have the biggest bargaining chip of all. And then you can make a great deal.
This sounds like a leftover from the earliest years of Conan, when the Purge was based on your progression. I don't know, it was kind of based on how strong you were and where your base was at. Nowadays it's different because you just you build a coffer and then you summon the Purge whenever you want to fight it.
I don't know what exactly this place is, but a lot of things here don't add up. First, a lot of people who should be dead are alive in here.
You said that already.
Second, the Purge. They kill everyone.
In the name of Set, identify
They're
yourself.
not friendly. That's a fairly large group. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Who is attacking me? Who is... Oh. Dudeman, you can help me?
The gods are displeased with me.
And I think that's everyone. So, level 51. But I need still 4 more of these.
Blood of the serpent! Enemies at the gate!
I will cut your heart out.
Uh-oh. Thank you for turning towards me so that I could do my fatality. What? 28. 2 more. Two more. Maybe you? That's one of the dances. Yeah, the snake dance. They are friendly. How about you? He seems friendly. I haven't got to drink. Alright, 2 more. It's gonna be dark. Oh, there we go. A little bit of light.
Bicep, did you see that?
How did that not pull? I shot her in the head and then she didn't. What did she do? She backed off. That should do it. Oh, Stein's Melodies. Hello there. I was in the middle of battle and didn't see you. So, the best way to make these tokens probably going to be Elixir of Freedom. Those are somewhat useful, but I'm gonna need a bunch of bugs. How's it going tonight, Steins? Put this stuff away. So, if you're looking for somebody chill to hang out with, this is a good stream. Just a reminder, subscribe, hit the like button. I do a little illustration as well. As you can see, make some cool characters for the games that I play. Try to have some fun, have a good time. Let's see here, healing wraps. Do I need more? Probably I do. Might need to move these windows around a little bit so that I can keep a better eye on the chat. Let's try this. Gonna have to switch back to the artisan's pants. Some better carry capacity. Now that all the fighting is done. Yeah, the spear is not really that good for mobs, but I want to keep it. Keep it in the blacksmith bench with all the other weapons. Put this away. Let's see. Gotta get some bugs. So I need like 300 bugs. That's a lot of bugs. Okay, let's go ahead and get this going. I think I still need a few more bugs, but this will be a good start. More. Not sure. Running out of plants to harvest. Must be close. Dunaman can take care of those. That should be enough. One short. Of all things, one short. One insect short. So we just need 60 shaped wood, and we can get the upgrade. It actually did last fairly long. Should have some other knowledge available now. Some of the hardened tools and weapons. Yes, we'll need the bow. Take the butcher. Still don't have the shield yet. Arrows are no big deal. Sword, the throwing axe, I don't really want to do those. I'm waiting for some of this other stuff like the shield, the daggers. Some of these other things are going to be a lot more useful. So, how much hardened steel do I have? And do I have... See where I'm at on my journeys here. Hardened steelsmith, craft tools and weapons. So, do I have any hardened steel tools? Not yet. I can make probably let's yeah, I don't have a blacksmith yet. It would have been good. Let's go with one of these. I'd like to make all of them. I'm not sure if I have enough hardened steel though. Okay, and what else is here? So the pick also counts as a weapon, I guess. And I get a recipe. I assume we get a recipe for the perfected sword. Yes. So I've already got the daggers. But I think hardened steel heavy weapons. Perfected hardened steel heavy weapons. So is the I assume the perfected hardened steel is better than the normal hardened steel. Interesting. Yep. But I think it's only the weapons that are perfected. The tools are not. I think I got that right. So, I'm missing some hardened steel bar. Ooh, how many? Probably about 20? Just checking on the stream. Stream's looking pretty good. Pretty good tonight. I do have for some reason on Thursdays, there's a little bit of interference on the internet, but Fridays seem like maybe people are not on the internet as much. So, is there extra hardened steel in here? No, but we can get rid of those. Take make that steel. We use that, but the hardened, in order to make hardened steel, I need my ice. So we'll drop that in there. Should be able to get the butcher's knife now. Very nice. Now, every one of these tools is going to need an upgrade. So, I believe that's, yes, the paring blade. Oil and stone, but I should have some of the other tinkering knowledges available now. So, the armor smith, thick armor plating and armor flexibility, and what's the other one? Maybe the weaponsmith? Yes. So, tools more efficient, blunted weapon fitting, reinforcement kit, balanced weapon fitting. So, the weight reduction looks like it doesn't have another weight reduction. I'd rather have the weight reduction. Take 5 of those. So what's it reducing? These are like 3.5. And it drops it down to 2.1. That's good. So over 5 units of weight freed up. Do I have the upgrade yet? Yes, I do. Alright, cool. Let's get that going. Grab some of these elixirs. Wait for the upgrade. Boom, there it is. Looks just like the one that's over there, near Zelha. So I guess now I can use the emote. I think this is what you're supposed to do with a Derketo. I think you're supposed to relax on the thing. I don't know if this is like a sacrificial stone. I don't know. There's no blood on it, but this doesn't look very comfortable. Doesn't look very comfortable. Not really a place that I would want to take a nap or do whatever the weird Derketo things are. Not very comfortable. Needs a pillow. Maybe I'll make a pillow and bring it out there. Do I have any pillows? Let's see. We got any pillows here? Make one of these. Make one of these pillows. Make a couple. Nice bright blue. That'll be a good color. Oh, what? Come on. Does it not craft? What the heck? That's weird. I mean, I'm not in admin mode or anything. It looked like I could craft them, or is there some weird bug here with pillows? No, I should have them. Try it again. Oops. Silk and feathers. There's silk. Very strange, very strange. I cannot make pillows. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I think the elixir of freedom is for a stamina buff. Yeah. Elixir of grace would be for agility. Might is for strength, but I don't have any gray lotus yet. Might want to try this great sword. I think that might be good for mobs. "22 hardened steel bars." So let's see, 22. We can check on so there's the Warsmith. Which needs a Grandmaster Blacksmith, which I'm pretty sure I'm not even near those levels for that. Okay, so it's 4 levels away. 4 or 5. The Grandmaster level of a lot of this stuff. Brittle Bastard is for a boss. The Nemedian is an interesting, unique helmet. So we've got thick armor plating, thin armor plating, normal armor plating. This requires thick leather. Okay, we're going to do one of those. And then let's see. So that's going to take it from what? 143 to 155. So it's an extra 12. And probably will eventually do that to all of the armor that I have on, but I can do that off stream some of the time. So now with the Nemedian will, and it's a really strange color too, but it will repair the weapons that I'm using. As long as I take damage, then it repairs the weapon. Going with the greatsword. Probably go with the greatsword. Although, I do like the axe. The war axe is pretty good for mobs too. We're gonna try that. So that's better for armor pen. That'll make it a little more balanced. It's hardened. The hardened steel hammer that I have right now is what? 4640. This one's going to be 4619, but it has cripple. So it's interesting. But this, some of these hardened steel weapons and items that you find on the bosses are maybe a little bit better. I can't make this because why? I need more hardened steel bar. So more hardened steel bar. Where's that glitch again? Like, something triggers and then I can't... Seems like as soon as there's any new resource that's created, then it cancels out. Okay, let's see. So 4619 is going to go up to what? 4629. And how does that compare to my hammer? So it's actually not as good as the hammer in terms of raw stats, but it might be faster. Might be a faster weapon, a little more nimble. I'd like to give it a try. Where to use it, though? Where to use it? We have a little bit of time. We can probably make it over to New Azaggarth Stormwatch up in this area. I haven't been there yet. So I need a priest for Ymir, and I think I might be able to find one up there. So we'll have a look-see and try to find one. Which means I'll need a binding. There's the truncheon. Not going to... How many items are in here? Don't need that. Shouldn't be anything poisonous. Leave the arrows behind. So we'll keep the tools in the top and looks good. Looks good. Uniman needs food. It's probably not going to be enough for him. Two hits. A little more food. Spice soup, no. Hearty stew, yes. Refill our water. And we are off. Duneman, dang it. Got in the way. So, the easiest way to get up there, I think I will have to ride over through Sandscour Pass again. Or maybe I just go up through the Shattered Springs. Let's go through the Shattered Springs. It's been a little bit since I've been through there. You missed. It's not too steep. What is that? Okay. Don't want to mess in. That's actually a decent place to build a base at. Maybe. What is there anything in here? Is this a secret entrance to go somewhere? Yeah, it could actually be a good place to build a base, but it is far away from any kind of resources. Okay, there's some stone, there's some iron. So, it's not completely horrible. And there's a nice view. But it's a bit far away from everything else, so I don't think I would build a base there. That might be a good location on a PvP server. Or a crowded PvE server. Where am I? So this location here is in the past where I have built a really good purge base. You can build this up, make it really narrow, and the purge will run all the way down in there through any kind of a maze or contraption that you build, and it's very protective. So I think we might be able to just climb up the wall around here somewhere rather than, I don't want to ride all the way around. Uh-oh. No, no, no. No, no. Ah. I didn't lose that much health. Thank goodness. The Ward Towers, that's what this place is called. Looks like it's right next to Stormwatch. Come on, Whitey. Whitey the horse. Let's go. No? Can't do it. It looks a bit far. I don't even know if I can climb that myself. A little bit further. Okay, that's the farthest I'm gonna get. But I have a lot of grit, so it should be possible. Okay. Into the Ward Towers. What's my... Oh, my right click is a big giant slash. Okay. It's like an archer up there. I think he's just gonna stand up there and shoot at me. Come on, Duneman, help me out. You are the worst archer ever, Duneman. The High Priest is not the most powerful priest. Is there no range on this sword? Range on it? Let's see, what does she have? Ice sword? A black ice longsword. 4214. Huh. Interesting. Nothing there. Come on. Take him off. It's a bit heavy. Kind of slow to swing sometimes. Gonna take a little... Needs a little getting used to. Ooh, am I gonna be fighting at night? I don't like that. Missed. I don't want to pull any of them out. I just want to go to the Ymir altar. Don't want to fight anybody else. No one more than I absolutely need to. So probably I should switch to the truncheon, and then I'm going to tell Duneman to attack those guys. So he's just a normal priest. Yeah, I pulled a few of them. Where did Duneman go to? Oh, he's here. Okay. These guys are unconscious. They're really not very good. So, we will be departing. And I will try to find my way over to New Azagarth, because there's one more place in there I think that there's a spawn point for the priest. And while I'm writing, I'd just like to remind you that if you're enjoying the stream or the replay, to go ahead and subscribe or hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you like or dislike. How can we make the stream better for everybody? This is part of one of the journeys. Cartographer, New Azagarth. And there is, hopefully we'll find the named priest or the archpriest in here. Let's try to pull. No. They don't seem to have much. So, let's try to push through here relatively quickly and try not to pull anyone. Why am I picking up stones? Why am I picking up stones? Taskmaster. Come on, dude, I'm gonna attack. So, who's gonna run out here? I think there's people around in these huts. Come on, Duneman. Are you gonna attack or not? Run. Run, run. Dude, I'm taking him out. Yeah, the sword. I don't know if I like this great sword. These earrings? Okay. So we're gonna go with the good old mace. Heard somebody. There is the wolf there. Yeah. But is she? Can I find out? That might be the... No, she's just a high priest. She's just a high priest, so... I am gonna get out of here, and then, that's kind of where I was hoping that the archpriest would spawn. Whoops. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Checking the map. We will just ride over to the other location that I think is a good spot for a base. If you're looking for something a little more scenic. I think there's a chance for an archpriest to spawn in here as well. So let's take a look in here. Ooh, the jailer cannot be knocked out.
Tell me your name so that I can carve it on your pyre. Tell me your name so that I can carve it on your pyre.
Let's have a look at these. Medium armor 105. Heavy boots 100 versus my 57. Oh, nice. With cold protection, but I really need heat protection right now. Those are not going to be available until level 60. Who goes? I goes.
Stop skulking like a... Tell me your name so that I can carve it on...
A tempersmith, ooh. Don't I already have a tempersmith? Don't I already have one? Let's see here. I have a temper-right. I have a temper-right. This is a tempersmith. Tempersmith will help me with weapons. So will she follow me? Oh, I have to leave Duneman behind. Oh, ugh. Ugh. What I can do is I can put her in a safe spot. A little trick here. Put her in a safe spot. And actually, the other base that I built is not far from here, so... Let's go, Duneman, let's go. Nobody should bother her there. But nobody will bother Duneman either, and he's a lot stronger. So I'm just going to leave Duneman here. And then I'll have her follow me. So I'll show you this location on the map, which I think is sometimes a nice place to build a base, just as a little change of pace, to have somewhere a little bit different to build a base. Up here in this region, there's kind of this cool looking bridge that crosses over this lake. I think these were called waterways or canals or something. But right around here, you can kind of see where I built that. Right around here, I run around into this little kind of, I don't know what I would call this little notch or this little dent. And right into this area along the water is, I think, a pretty scenic spot to build a base. And one of the things about this area for base building is that there's no sandstorm. So the only thing you have to do is occasionally put up with a little bit of a rainstorm like this. But otherwise, the rest of the time, it's pretty sunny. And if you're looking for a kind of a gaming experience where it's a little chill. You want to kind of enjoy the scenery and the weather, and as you're running around this part of the map, then this is a decent place to build. And of course, you have access to, you know, some of the heavy hide and heavy leather, the thick hide that you can get from the elephants down here. And you know, you have access to, maybe if you know, it's not too incredibly far to New Asgarth and you want to try to pull some thralls for your workbenches. Of course, there's these little camps around in this area with the jailers, and if you're doing Freya's quest, this is actually a great location because Freya's quest doesn't, it requires you to kind of make a lot of trips back and forth from your base to her hovel. So that can save you a little bit of time too. You know, it's close to the cliffs over here, relatively, could be somewhat quick for you to maybe take the passage to jump over into the swamp area. But yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite place to build, but I thought I would build a base here just to kind of show what can be done. And with this one, I took a little bit different approach than in the other one. This is designed to be an open air base, so you put all of your workbenches in around here. Again, kind of reminder of how I build. I tend not to use doors since this is single player, and if you have something like this, it's just if it's one block, then it's just wide enough where your thralls won't prevent you from going in and out. One of the drawbacks in Conan Exiles with the building is you'll see a lot of people when they build bases is they'll put, you know, two doors right next to each other, because there's always kind of this problem with the thralls with them blocking the doors, and then you can't get out after you've gone inside. But nonetheless, this is kind of a different style, a different way to build a base. You can see here I actually I used the pillar trick, and then you can always look up the pillar trick to see what that is in Conan, but it basically allows you to put a pillar in the corner of the block, and this, mind you, this is the kind of, I don't have the construction hammer with me, but this is the kind of pillar that is supposed to be placed in the center of a block. But using the pillar trick, you can take that kind of pillar and put it on the corner, and then when you build up it, and then when you put ceiling tiles on top of it, then it centers them. So that gives you a nice kind of extra little offset roof where it extends over the bottom by just a half. And then of course I used the flotsam crenellated walls for a little bit fancier decorative look. And then there's the flotsam fences here to kind of keep in your workbenches and organize them. And then, so this is 7 blocks across. And you can also, if you put down torches, then it's kind of best to arrange them, like this for the best lighting. And then what I did here was I took these 3 squares, opened it up. I made a little kind of bedroom. And you'll see in here that I use the grass roof, and then the crenellated walls again for some, some decorative look. And then there's the stone stairs here. You can get in and out of the water. You can put your fishing traps. You can refill your canteens. And then I used, kind of built the hexagon pattern to make the bedroom kind of a more interesting shape. And used one of the fancier hotel style beds, I guess. This is from, I forget which DLC this is from. This is it's called Innkeeper. This is I don't think that's the DLC. I think that's the Debaucheries DLC. But anyway, a couple torches in here for light, and then you can come out onto the patio area and have a nice sit and look at the scenery, look at the bridge and the waterfall, and the lightning and the volcano and everything else. So, yeah, so that is that. And see, there's when the Thrall gets in your way, that's why you have to have another door. So what I'll do is I will leave her here, and I'm gonna go pick up Duneman and head back to the base. But otherwise, yeah, actually this is a good place to kind of wrap up the stream, and hope you enjoyed a little bit of a chill stream. And let me know again in the comments if you have any things to share about Conan Exiles. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one and take care.